They aren't just nerds. They're nerd enthusiasts.
That was so cool. I was so surprised that I liked that so much.
Oh God, what is that from?
Them TikTokers, man.
There we go.
It's just like
It's a Taylor Swift song, right?
Oh.
No,
No,
No?
I
it's a
can't
British
tell.
band. I can't remember the name of the band right now. I'd have to look them up.
Hey, listen, I was digging it, except for my AirPod being
We're
too
trying to-
close to my mic halfway through it, just screaming in my ear. But hey, everybody! Thanks for stopping by
It
the
was
stream.
kind of loud, yeah, a little bit.
Oh, did you hear that too, or was it just whatever? Welcome to Monday nights of July 17th.
Nerd enthusiasts.
Yeah, of that. Yeah. I hate Mondays. It's a little bit more fun when I'm here to get yelled at by Felicity.
Aw, thanks.
And Hawk just sit back and watch and enjoy.
It used to be me. I've learned since.
Or what, to not yell at me or Felicity?
No, I used to get yelled at all the time by Felicity. It doesn't happen
Yes,
anymore
I do.
because I've learned.
Yeah, tell us more.
And I think I monetized
Someday you
the video right during the intro and I pulled it off successfully. So that's good because I forgot to do that. We got that happening. All right. But anyway,
What are you saying?
I don't know, bro. I don't know anymore.
You gotta.
Are you a Skrull? What'd you do with the Nerd Mafia?
I might be a scroll tonight. I think it's possible. We got some stuff to talk about tonight, though. Surprisingly, we always find something. So we can lead with like the bad, or we can start with the good because found
What's the
something
bad?
pretty cool.
What's
I
the bad?
mean, Felicity knows what the bad is. She's got several options, but from my perspective, she could do like the I was right dance and talk about Indy. If that's what.
Now, if
people
she
are
comes
into
for
these
you,
days.
I'm not getting in the middle of this.
I don't.
No.
I don't
Indy
care.
already.
It is what it is. The money is there. I can't argue with that. I still like it.
Look, I'm not going
Okay.
to, come after you for that. Look, you actually have an attachment to that franchise. I did not. I watched the movie. I hated it, but I could understand if people who were attached to Indy
Mhm.
saw it and liked it. I'm not going to hold that against people. But yes, the facts, that I was dropping did win out. I'm sorry, it did.
Sorry, I'm tweeting that we're live.
Does anybody else have anything to say about that?
I did not see it because
You have not missed anything, sir.
one, I didn't see the one before this either. Like my whole thing was, what's the point? No disrespect to Harrison Ford, but like I've gotten my fill of Indiana Jones and the first few movies and like young Indiana Jones show that we used to have. Like I lived that, you know what I mean? And like for me to go into a new version of that, written in a modern day by somebody with a modern pen, why the fuck would I do that? It's like some people go into a movie expecting something, right, and not realizing that we're also in a different time period. If you're going back into something that existed in the past, you got a new pen that's writing. It's not going to feel the same, So you shouldn't go in expecting it to be the same. You know what I mean? So you might as well save your dollars and spend them elsewhere.
Temple of Doom was like the first like PG-13 movie I remember watching, and for some reason it's literally the only Indiana Jones movie that stuck with me because I owned it on a VHS that we like literally recorded off a TNT with commercials and everything like back in the day. And so I mean other than just like being a little kid and thinking it was cool that some dude got his heart pulled out. That's my connection to Indiana Jones. And I actually like really liked that version of Indy. He was really good in that film with the kid and everything, like his interactions with the kid.
Yeah. I was hoping that I would have gotten a surprise. Like maybe I would have been wrong and headlines would have been spinning and everyone would have been like, you need to see this. You got to see it, right?
I think if you are someone that grew up with Indy and you like the nostalgia factor of what they do with these films, it's worth watching eventually.
Yeah. I don't know. Because like Clint Eastwood came back the second time around, right? With a bunch of movies that were really great. You know?
Hey, Matt Cave.
You know what I mean?
I do.
Harrison.
That reminds me. My bad, guys. I got to interrupt.
I'm Ricky Bobby. If you don't chew
Matt Cave Gaming,
then you.
You're not first, you're last.
Yeah.
Again, Ricky.
Become a member, you get an extra PSA. Okay.
Anyway, I can't wait to see what he does in Brave New World. That's what it's called now. The new Captain America movie, right? Am I wrong about that? Brave New World. Okay.
If that's what
Brave New World Order.
As. Yeah. If it doesn't change again.
That's literally what they did. They took one word out, moved it over, and said, "Let's put another one in front of it."
Yeah, pretty much.
And everyone's like, "No, they solved their problem. They got rid of."
Yeah, and exactly the Aladdin song. Like, if it stays Brave New World, that's brave. That's a brave new choice, if you ask me.
So we got out of the dirt there. I think Indy's right at the bottom.
That's the dirt. That's the dirt. You call that dirt? I thought those were just facts.
Yeah, it was just facts.
We're going through like the totem of poop. You know, we're climbing our way out of it a little bit. We got to talk about Indy that much.
You found something that you liked in it, right? If that's the case, then good for you. The fact is that other people didn't enjoy it as much as you and didn't want to pay to see it. That's it. Just move on. I'm not gonna, harp on it.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm being generous today.
So, what up? The new one coming in. Somebody's gonna back me up in like 2 seconds. There we go.
Okay, here we go.
All right. But anyway, let's talk about.
Listen, I didn't say that no one loved the damn movie. First of all, let's pump the brakes here. What I said.
My favorite thing that Felicity says is, "If you liked it, well, then that's great for you."
It is. I mean, I am not trying to
just leave it there.
Yum. If you
said I liked the first few movies and the TV show from Back in the Gap, and I was like, that was enough for me because I knew whatever new movies that came along were written with a modern pen, and I would probably not enjoy them as much. And I was honest with myself about that, and I was right about that. I did not say no one else enjoyed them though. So, more power to you. Enjoy what you're going to enjoy. When you're on your couch and you're eating your popcorn and you're home watching your movies, you can wear whatever you want to, right? That ain't none of my business.
We're gonna get into this too. But I want to sprinkle some goodness into the streams. I think I saw something.
Is that
today.
goodness? Is that?
No, we're not going there yet. We'll go back to crapping out stuff in a minute. But I think I saw something that was pretty cool today that might have a chance to be in a good movie.
I still love Matt Cave too.
I want to talk about this trailer I saw for The Creator. I don't want to just talk about it. We're just
Ice cream is great and pop. Okay.
Even though there's probably a chance we get copyrighted. Probably gonna get copyrighted for that intro too, but whatever. Let's roll with it.
Oh, Mike, I need to check that out. I started watching Silo. Silo's pretty good.
Took better care of me than humans would have.
They're not people, Maya. It's just programming.
10 years ago today, the artificial intelligence created to protect us detonated a nuclear warhead in Los Angeles. This is a fight for our very existence.
Sergeant Taylor, we are this close to winning the war. The
The AI are developing a super weapon. Retrieve it. Or they win. Come back to you.
Did you locate the weapon?
Yeah, it's just a kid.
Are you going to heaven?
No. You gotta be a good person to go to heaven.
So we're the same. We can't go to heaven because you're not good. And I'm not a person.
Do you have any idea what the thing is?
She looks like a little girl now, but she's growing. Whoever has that kid wins the war.
Whose side you want, huh?
Did we get? Are we getting a
What do
strike?
you want, sweetie?
For robots to be free.
Oh, we don't have that in the fridge. How about ice cream?
It's a pretty good trailer.
I'm saying.
What was that movie he was in Nolan? I'm curious.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I gotta say, man.
So that came out. Like I saw that today, and I didn't do a lot of research on it, but I read somewhere that it only had a budget of like 80 million. So
Damn, looks good.
That's still a lot of money.
I mean, compared to like what everybody else is throwing out there,
You know why I say that's a lot of money? Because
million?
now I'm gonna say this. The reason why I'm saying that it's still a lot of money because the robot tech that they're doing in there, right? Those little robots you see running around there, like in a different time period. I only know this because of what I do for a living, right? In a different time period, that would take a lot of resources to do, right? You could say 80 million, all right, that's not a lot, right? But honestly, there's software out there where they can reproduce like a bunch of those, those little robots running around with different textures on them, like that, and duplicate animations. They could save a shit ton of money, so like that 80 million all of a sudden becomes a lot more that way, right? They're saving a lot on the VFX that way. But who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. I'm just saying. I think that they have more buffer than we think.
I mean, the other thing is like, what actors did you recognize in that whole thing too? So they're probably not having to pay anybody.
I mean, Washington. I recognize him.
So one headliner, and like, if I had to guess,
Is
maybe he makes between like 10
Is he a
and 15.
headliner?
That's what I'm saying.
Well, he's
I
the
don't think
reason
he
I
has to make
tried
much.
Tenet, but
Yeah,
Tenet,
he was in
mean,
Tenet. That's
I didn't like.
I'm
Tenet.
sorry. He does
Not because of
absolutely
him, but-
nothing for me. I liked him in Black Klansman.
I didn't see that.
He doesn't have the type of
I forgot
charisma
he was in that.
that you need to carry a movie like this. At least that's
You
not,
see a
that's
show
what
on
I'm seeing.
HBO back in the day?
Which
What
was
was the
that?
name with The Rock?
Ballers?
Yeah, that show.
Now,
was cool.
I mean, I've seen him in that, but I mean,
Oh, he was in
he
Ballers, wasn't
just,
he?
yeah,
Damn, he looks great.
he still doesn't do anything for me. You know,
Listen,
the
maybe
only
he'll take his
reason I
shirt
know
off in the
who he
movie.
is because he's Denzel's kid. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the case though, because I didn't know that he was Denzel's kid until like mad recently. Honestly,
What
I
did you
really
say
didn't.
it was?
Say again?
What'd you say the budget was?
You said 84 million is what you said, or 80 million?
80 million. So just to put it into
80-something million.
perspective, District 9 was 30 million.
Oh, I
So-
love District 9. I've been waiting on District 10 since that movie came out.
How much?
So I feel like
I even
Saint
tweeted at the
Detective,
director
yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
Yep. It's Gareth Edwards, and it looked a lot like District 9 to me as far as like the mocap and that kind of stuff. So
Yeah, and that's
84 million
a long
seems
way. Yeah, they got that's. But that said, they're probably still, if they make a lot, let's say they make 300, right? Maybe they'll feel it a little bit more than somebody else would. Is all I'm saying. That they made 300 million.
I did not.
But I don't know if it's as impressive. You know what I mean? Because
Equalizer 27.
Wait.
Yeah, and it does look very derivative. It reminds you of a lot of different movies that you've seen already.
There's a part 4? The Equalizer?
I guess I've heard it's coming out. I haven't
3.
seen a trailer for
Part
it.
3.
I thought 3 already came out.
No, it hasn't come out yet. I believe Dakota Fanning is supposed to be in this one too.
Interesting. I bet she takes over.
The tracks in my brain. Just can't remember. No, but I thought we display a little bit of like that could be something. We don't got anything bad to say about that except Felicity's complete and utter hatred for.
I'm with Hawk on it though. I think it's.
Look, man, I hope the movie does well. I just don't. He's not a movie star. There are very few of those left, and just seeing him on the screen, it doesn't hold my interest at all.
Yeah,
good
that wasn't
actor.
the main draw for me either, though. It was just the story looked kind of interesting.
I heard you're saying he's a good actor, but nothing stands out.
I feel like he has a presence, kind of how like what's the dude playing Kang? Jonathan Majors, right? He kind of has a presence too.
Oh no, Jonathan Majors has presence. I don't think that he's in the same. I think he's in an.
No, I'm saying like
above.
I'm talking about like if you were walking in a room and you know who he was already, right? At first, you got like that. Okay. But then when you start, because like I said, I watched Tenet because he was in it, right? And I was like,
I still haven't seen Tenet. Oh.
Jonathan Majors got a presence that just kind of smacks you upside the head when he walks in. I mean, what am I talking about? But
hey man, that man didn't have his trial yet. That's just foul and dirty. I'm gonna remember that. If you ever get in trouble and be like, you see, normally I would wait until you have a trial, but I'm gonna
show everybody gets joked.
Get the fuck. That ain't. I'll let you laugh, but it ain't funny to me.
How do you feel about Wonka though?
I don't want to.
I have no interest in that either.
Wait? I don't understand.
I mean, haven't you your whole life just wanted to know?
Make a fucking movie about Gene Wilder. How about that?
You want to know how Wonka got into chocolate?
Put some respect on Gene Wilder's name. Make a goddamn movie about Gene Wilder and make it very good instead of making a goddamn Wonka movie. What the
Don't you want to know how he enslaved the Oompa Loompas for the third time, fourth time?
About that. I'll just go watch the other movie and be scared again. It's like,
No, I'm not feeling it.
There it is, right there. Sums it up.
Like, no disrespect to the actors, but I'm just saying, like I don't understand who asked for it.
Yeah, I didn't ask for the Johnny Depp one either. So.
No. I didn't watch the Johnny Depp one.
I've never watched it.
Again,
okay.
I'm not gonna watch something that just does not make sense for me to watch.
Yeah, if I'm just gonna watch the original, if I want to watch the original, I'm just gonna watch that. I'm not gonna watch something that's derivative of the original.
Weird.
Yeah, I mean, I read the book with my kid. It's actually way better.
Yes. Yeah. Who asked? I mean, that's a good point, Trent. Who asked for Star Wars? That's a fair point. But still,
so toxic.
Who asked for Wonka?
See what you did. Now you gotta go. You encouraged him. Why you gotta encourage him?
Give him the link. Let him come on and rant. Let him rant for like 2 hours.
I don't think I can handle that tonight. We will be on for 2 hours. I don't want it.
Yeah, you can handle it. You want those numbers up? You can handle it. You can
bro, I want to sleep.
You want to sleep?
I'm gonna talk with him later anyway about I guess probably gonna be a new routine. Wednesday nights.
Are you what?
But
I'm gonna hire you for some promotion, man. I need you to.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I'll be your hype man.
I'm saying
check out
lazy,
you.
man.
I don't care. All right, so we got.
He wants
a
to
little bit
rant.
of crap.
Come on. No, all right.
Really want to get on here?
Nah.
Really want to get on? All right, cool. But all right.
See no evil, hear no evil.
We dropped a turd on you right at the beginning of the stream. We talked about Indy. Then we sprinkled some chocolate chips on it, and we got you the creator. All right, so we're gonna continue polishing this turd. And no, actually, we're gonna crap on it a little bit more. We're gonna talk about Secret Invasion.
These are the views of this man and this man alone. These words do not represent me. I do not speak the language that he is speaking currently. I have not called anything a turd. I shall not.
I think for once tonight when we talk about Secret Invasion, it's gonna be like a split room with me on like Felicity's side, which I'm kind of like nervous.
What?
I think it might be.
Mind
You want to
blown.
just go ahead and do
You
that?
know,
No.
I think that's where we're at, right? This might be where we're at. So we haven't heard from Quentin, so he's got to catch up with us. How are you feeling at the current state of Secret Invasion right now?
Well, the last episode was the best one by far. And I thought the last one was phenomenal. I thought Don Cheadle and Samuel L. Jackson, and also the woman who plays his Skrull wife, right? And was it Gravik? Gravik is the bad guy, right? Those 4 actors fucking killed it. They're phenomenal. I feel like this series, hands down, probably should have been like the first one they did out the gate. If it was going to be a this caliber quality, I think they dropped the ball there. This was great. The episode before, I didn't really have anything I didn't like about that episode. I really didn't. I felt like everything was solid on that one too. I do kind of feel weird about I forgot what Emily's character's name is, but her having that extremist power now.
Gaia.
Yeah, Gaia. I don't know how I feel about that. It's a little weird. But I guess if you're gonna have a bunch of Skrulls who are gonna have powers, you might as well have one that's gonna kind of sort of be in the gray area. So no wasted pappy. Yeah, exactly. Apparently they spent a lot of money on that bottle just to like reuse it a bunch of times. But that's why I stand at it. I like it.
Okay. How about you, Scotty?
I agree. I think this last episode was the best one. I'm trying to remember so when Gaia touches the lady's like forehead, the doctor chick takes her memory. We don't know exactly the time frame in which that took place, right?
Yeah,
or
I
is
guess
this
so.
after she looked at the computer screen and saw all the specimens?
Mhm.
So I think they're trying to like, it's confusing because it's not really like cut very well episode to episode, but they're trying to show us that she's learning all this stuff on her own and is kind of one step ahead of Gravik almost. She's definitely going to flip on him now that he did that thing to Talos.
So you think that they
Don't
were
know
like
if he's actually
showing us stuff from way before, whenever she was like looking at the computer and shit? You mean?
Yeah, I think she's been on to that whole DNA thing since that episode. They just haven't really done a very good job of like portraying that necessarily. I like Gravik a lot. Like every time he's talking, monologuing to the council, even the other episode, like I think the writing for him is really good. I hope he maybe even makes it out of this show and becomes
Hold
like
on,
a villain in bigger movies, maybe.
He triggered you, didn't he, Q?
I'm rambling too much. Chat's distracting me. Next.
This is impressive.
Hold on. Bring that comment back up. Trinity's comment.
What about Michael Porter?
Now hold on.
Like, what happened to Michael Porter?
No,
What did they do?
hold on. No, come back. Trinity, you've hated almost every single Marvel thing for like forever, right? This is the show that you don't like, though? For real? You don't like this one? Like the caliber of acting, the people in this show, you don't like this show? Mike Porter, god damn. I'm surprised. I'm shocked.
He's not hating that much. He's still talking about it.
Nobody cares. No. We care, Hawk.
We're listening to you, man. We just gotta acknowledge it.
I'm just shocked.
I'm good. Move on. Next.
I'm shocked.
Are you sure you want to move on? Because you know what's coming next.
We're not moving on. I'm just saying.
No, I mean like flipping sides.
Yeah, you too. Go ahead. Go in.
Oh, you think they're gonna kill it? They hate it too?
Oh, come on. It's me.
Go ahead.
What the hell? You know what I gotta say. This is crap. It's all crap. You know,
It is very slow.
It's
It is
what
very
I have been saying through the whole thing. I don't understand what the point of this show is. The whole thing with Gravik. Okay, but we got 2 episodes left. They spent $212 million on this show. Did you guys realize that? $212 million on 6 episodes.
Listen, I
They
ain't going
should
to
have done way better than this.
I'm just saying they got 2 more episodes left, and this is
I
probably
just
going to
think
set up Armor Wars, right? So that's probably going to carry the story over, maybe.
I just think it's funny how confident you are with 2 episodes left still.
How long are the 2 episodes? Is my question, because one of these episodes was like an hour and a half long.
That is a good question. So I'm kind of
Can we
perspective
look
was
that
like
up? Hold on. What's
you don't.
I can't
You're not
call
gonna
any
know until they
show
come out.
overall trash without seeing a finale, bro. Like
I'm not calling it. I'm probably not as
I'm
far.
gonna pause you there. You can. We've seen it happen over and over again with Star Wars, right? We've all been there. We've been.
I'm like Ofer. I think I'm like Ofer. Okay, at this point.
So I'm like looking at it like from a perspective like
50 minutes. 50 minutes is the next episode. Like, so.
they didn't drop that already, did they?
Episode 5?
Yeah. No, I mean like they didn't say that. They said the exact time.
All right, let me
I'm
ask
looking.
you
I'm
this,
looking online.
Q and Hawk. What is it in this show that is so appealing to you?
the introduction of the Skrulls. They've name dropped the homeworld. They've name dropped a general from their race who's on the opposite side of things. All that's coming in the movies. Like this is just an introduction to everything the Skrulls here are trying to do. I hope we get a cutscene that hints at something on the other side of the Skrulls. Who is Gravik working for, really?
Right. I think
Okay, but my counter to that is okay. We got a movie from that was supposed to be set in the '90s, where we were
just about to
actually
address that.
introduced to the Skrulls in the
Well, I think
movie.
this is
But now we're 30 years later, and we're just getting that the rest of that information trickled out.
So
it doesn't make sense.
So my counter
really
to that
doesn't make
is we were introduced to like this many Skrulls. This many
that's
total
true.
Skrulls.
There weren't that many.
Of all of the Skrulls in the universe, we've met 1/100th of them. There's 100 million out there, maybe. Who knows? Like they've already taken over other worlds. Like that's the thing. These ones are looking for a safe planet that those ones aren't going to find.
Yeah, but why not come at the story from a different angle and give us more of the stuff that happened at the beginning, not this point.
Because they messed up.
Because it's going to be a massive army, I think. Like the Chitauri and all the other like big invasion style things we see, but Secret Wars is going to be even bigger.
Yeah, it is. I think that they messed up in Captain Marvel. I think that's what happened. They shouldn't have introduced them as like being a group of people who needed help, because the whole thing with the Skrulls is like, yeah, they're fighting this other faction, but you rarely got to see them from a soft spot in the comics at first. So seeing them kind of in a softer position and a weak position in Captain Marvel didn't really set them up for this whole twist, right?
And then
they're trying to use
thing is too. I'm sorry, Q.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the thing is that in the history that they've had on this planet, we've gone through, the Hydra infiltration of Shield.
Mm-hmm.
We've gone through Thanos. We've gone through the Chitauri. We've gone through all that stuff, and we haven't seen them.
They didn't know
supposedly we have.
What have they been doing?
They didn't know Earth existed.
We have. I think they were like Fury's unofficial team. Supposedly, that's what they're implying.
So basically, we're going to reinsert them throughout history. That's
exactly what they're doing. The whole entirety of the MCU is
everything. Why are you just assuming that's what they're doing? Like,
but listen.
They are literally just introducing them to us.
Yeah, but the entirety of the MCU is just retrofitting. Like we know this. That's without it, we don't get most of the characters that are in phase 3.
The big reveal in this was Scotty. They just did it in that last episode. They just told you that what you thought was happening with that character wasn't happening.
You think that
they're going to continue to do that with other characters?
They didn't tell us.
This is my problem right here. They told us exactly what we all thought was happening. It's just been really predictable up to this point.
Yeah,
like you see, really the first time the show.
We don't know at what point he became one though.
That's what I want. And they're not giving it to me, and that's what's making me angry.
I mean, You gotta
Maybe
watch
just
to find
skip
out, right?
next week and then watch them both the week after.
Daniel Fisher, I can't take credit for
Ooh.
Scrody.
Mush the fly on my screen.
Somebody else came up with that one.
I wish I had a camera like behind it. There's this fly that's been bugging me this whole time.
When did he go there? Oh, he went. He went up like sometime in the early. I think before the. I don't think it was after the blip. I think he went up before.
Yeah, it was. It was probably right around the time. No, well, they said straight up, like his wife says, like you came back, like after I didn't think you would, and then you voluntarily left. Yeah. So after he came back from the blip, he went up and decided to build or stuff up.
So he's been again, like I don't think any of that timeline's not important. What's important is he wasn't there for the Skrulls after he said he would be there, and they have been on Earth working for him the entire time. He probably wouldn't have half of the intelligence that he has if it wasn't for them. This has all been said in the show.
Okay,
and
but
also I want to point out
this is a character that was beloved pretty much up until for me, Captain Marvel, but for others it might be this show. So where are we going to be at with Nick Fury by the end of the show as far as
revenge, baby? He said it.
Yeah,
revenge.
But I want to point something out though. You see how he is. You got go back and watch the scenes where he's like being sentimental with a Skrull, right? The Skrulls, the people playing the Skrulls, they seem to be like overplaying it a bit, which kind of, I don't know if it's intentional, because if it's intentional, maybe that means that they kind of have this ultra sense of sentimentality, more than humans do, maybe. So maybe the betrayal that they feel with him not like coming through is more than what we can pick up on.
Maybe it's just
they're
me
just failing to show us that. I don't know. There's also they're aliens, right?
That whole ceremonial scene with bringing the kid into their side of it and like the head-to-head Avatar shit. Like Fury was literally a Skrull at that point trying to help them. He was a part of their culture. So the fact that he just bounced and betrayed Gravik like that is where this whole goddamn thing started. And it's going to get a lot worse for him. It's going to get worse for him. I don't think Secret Wars ends well for Nick Fury. So if you're tired of seeing a beat up Nick Fury, like, get ready. I think it's going to be bad.
Yeah, but that just plays into the argument that a lot of people have with the MCU now, is that they're turning all of their beloved heroes into beat down pieces of shit, basically.
It's not about how many times you get knocked down, Rock.
I'm sorry, but we can't forget about the fact that if you people disappeared for 5 years, right?
A lot of shit's happened,
right? And then all of a sudden they come back, right? That's a big deal. And I'm sorry, but the MCU did a terrible job at showing us the ramifications of that throughout everything that they released up until now, right?
That was my point.
There's a big disconnect there, right? However, they're doing a great job with it in this show. And that's why I said they should have led with this, because this would have been right after, and it would have kind of given you a set stage to really understand just how fucked up shit got, right? But we kind of have a large disconnect between Endgame and this, maybe it didn't need to be the first thing that came out, right? But it could have come out sooner, a lot sooner, maybe. To help.
I still think the whole premise of the show is flawed. Like, not gonna lie. Like, if you watch Captain Marvel, you watch at the end, they literally take off on a light speed ship to go find a new planet.
Yeah.
And then you're coming back to Earth in 1997, like thinking us lowly Earthlings are gonna find. How the hell is Fury gonna find them a planet? We have no technology to do that. We're not even close, probably even now in this show. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it just...
I think that scene is less about them actually going to find a planet and more about like they were trying, right? In a conjunction. I don't think that they were waiting around. I think that what was happening is that you were seeing that they were going out to look for more of their people and try to find a home. And then when we come back around, now there's like, how many millions he said were on the Earth? Like 10 million or 1 million?
1 million.
1 million.
I believe it was, though, million. Wasn't it?
But they weren't even there until after he left.
That's what I'm saying. They probably did a lot of what I mean is that the Skrulls probably did a lot of traveling behind Fury's back.
No, they looked for 2 years and then they quit and came back. You followed the second episode. Yeah, like Halo's games.
I'm saying I don't think they stopped going to space though, because that's how they got 1 million to like pop up on Earth, right?
even if like no, the 1 million cropped up on Earth because while Fury, they in the train scene, they explained this whole thing. Halo says like you were gone, straight up gone. That's why I couldn't ask you. Like it was after the blip. He left.
He was doing that before though. Before he left, there's some implying going on in a lot of scenes that they were coming the entire time.
The most you can stretch it is that he literally says he put out the call for them to come there. Either the far as you can stretch it is while he was blipped.
I thought I read that differently. I read it as it was happening a lot longer than we think. That's what I read. Maybe I'm wrong, but
I mean,
there's
Captain
also
found Tony on that ship.
Yeah,
she couldn't find a planet for them. Come on.
She wasn't looking. Like, how do you not figure out for like she's not on the planet for 30 years?
In Endgame, she was going to different planets to help other planets out.
I
In
think
that
the
time,
answer
she
to
couldn't
that is
find a
that the
place.
Skrulls have a Well, I think the answer to that is that the Skrulls actually have like a bad reputation throughout the the galaxy. They're not, they're not supposed to be like these squeaky clean like people that everybody wants to have come and visit their planet and shit. There's some heinous individuals. So I think that they have.
So they have a worse reputation than Thanos did.
I mean, they got a pretty bad one. They're like the empire of killing people. Like killers are just going around trying to conquer planets and stuff. The Kree are also a similar. Like they're similar in that regard. Like they both just go around trying to conquer planets and
yeah, and that's why these Skrull were running from them. These Skrull are the only ones that developed a light speed engine that allowed them to get to planets that are inaccessible to the
These
Kree.
Skrull, the Kree actually, Marvel said it created that from them.
Yeah, but it was created, it was designed so that they could get out of the reach of.
Yeah, my point is that like, they were made to look like they were the weaklings, but at the same time, it was like they were just being chased by another group of alphas. What was going on?
But they are shapeshifters. They're shapeshifters.
Yeah, they are shapeshifters.
Shapeshifters.
I'm gonna maintain too, like just the fact that we got, because this is a solid question right here by Matt Cave, right? Makes a whole lot of sense. What's the big team up gonna be? And I'm gonna maintain this is the problem with the MCU right now. It's not like VFX. The stories are all lacking something that we can't define, and it really is that we just like. The success of it was largely due because we saw that they were building towards something right away. They were building towards the Avengers. Now it's like
not that we can't define it. We can define it.
You can't define. Let me finish. Let me finish. God damn it. Can you define the Avengers right now?
I don't care. That's the problem. The problem is I don't care who the new Avengers are. I cared about the old ones, and they've treated them like shit. They've treated their history like shit. Could that possibly be
because they haven't defined any of the new ones at all yet?
And they're gonna do that in Brave New World. That's the thing. The point of them like stuffing every character in there, including your mom. And it's like,
like
what if you want
years.
to chill out? You know what I mean? It's like everybody's gonna be in Brave New World except for Captain America.
Like, there's only one new character that they've gotten my buy-in on, and that's Kate Bishop. Kate Bishop in that show, when she first showed up, she was horrible. She was like, I could do all this and blah 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 blah. But they actually treated Clint's character well in that show. Don't talk to me about the end with Kingpin and all that bullshit. But as far as getting me to buy in and care about what happens to her, she's the only one. Everybody else, fuck them. I don't care.
But you're also like you're lacking like that Nick Fury is coming around and saying like, "Hey, it's time to join the team. Hey, it's time." Like anybody, we're not building any togetherness with it. Like that kind of goes into the argument that there's no like.
I think that they did that on purpose because they're building the Thunderbolts instead. We're not going to see the Avengers soon. We're going to see.
That's supposed to be a plus, like a better thing.
It is a plus because they need the Thunderbolts to be on screen in a certain way because they're going to use it differently than they do in probably what we see in animated media, right? They're shaping this up to be a sort of like Thunderbolts versus Avengers thing eventually, probably.
But Thunderbolts wasn't coming out till the end of Phase 5 too, like one of the last ones of Phase 5. Pretty sure, like when they first announced it, they were like towards the end of that timeline. So it's like how you're going to go
Captain America come out first?
I'm not sure, to be honest with you. They're going to be lined pretty closely together though, if they're even still doing it.
We should know this information.
All right, so
It keeps
let me ask you
changing.
this. So for
West Coast
somebody
Avengers.
that might be coming from my point of view, how do you feel like they need to get the buy-in on these characters going forward?
Which character specifically?
Any, just pick one. You can pick one.
I mean, it's tough because, in my opinion, right now we're in a phase 1. I've kind of been saying that about all of the TV that we're seeing. A lot of this TV is also, I think, experimental. I think She-Hulk is kind of an experiment, really, just to push the Hulk storyline forward because a lot of the characters tied in. It really is all going to just lead to Secret Wars. I don't think we're even going to get a dedicated Young Avengers movie at this point. I don't know how it is going to fit in. I don't know.
I have a theory that's going to happen.
I'm excited though for
during
shows
the big movies, like during the big Secret Wars movies. I think that they're going to pull the kids together, and it won't be so much children anymore, right? They'll probably be a little bit older. I think that'll happen then, and then post that, the Young Avengers pop.
The biggest thing for me that sucks right now is all the buildup. Like, we have buildup in Ironheart to Mephisto. We have buildup in Fantastic Four to Kang. Like, there's just so much building up, and the payoff has to be like better than all the other Avengers movies combined at this point. Like, they've raised the bar so high, and you're gonna try and do Secret Wars in 2 movies.
Well, see, do you guys think that the only reason they got us to buy in phase 1 with these other characters is because we knew them, or a lot of us knew them, maybe from the comics or, whatever. Is that the only reason that we got to buy in there?
Iron Man wasn't a very popular character at the time.
And I think also
so they had a charismatic actor that they could help to, get the buy-in.
They also are, and this is the hardest thing for them, is they are somewhat tied to comics. They started this run with Iron Man, Thor, etc. Probably shouldn't have started there. You know what I mean? So now we're jumping back to 1960s Fantastic Four while we're also trying to tell Ironheart and what Mephisto is doing with manipulating Wanda, and there's going to be something for everybody. I don't know how soon all that will connect.
Who confirmed that that's what they're going with Fantastic Four?
I don't know if we're ever going to get
Fantastic Four. I think Fantastic Four is going to be a time piece.
It's a lot of people saying it's going to be in the 60s, largely set in the 60s.
I think that Marvel is good about paying off these one-liners. I think all this stuff has been planned well in advance. I think they have everything pretty well planned out up until Mutants, potentially. But they're starting to do, someone else just mentioned, they're starting to do this new shit, like the Daredevil. Yeah. It's like if fans are latching on to some shit, they're going to try to fit these characters in.
Yeah, but they're not even giving us the Daredevil that we fell in love with on Netflix. They're going to change him up somehow, and they're going to change Kingpin up somehow.
They kind of already changed him a little bit. He's stronger.
I wait to see what they do on that.
He's already stronger for one. And that's not a bad thing because it makes more sense now that he's fighting Kingpin. He should be able to hold his own a little bit better. The whole I don't know. I don't like the comedy shtick.
That walk of shame, I'm telling you. It was a new Asgardian elf. That was not Matt Murdock that was walking up out of that apartment.
I don't like the Guardian.
That's my headcanon.
I think that was just going along with the tone of that show they were trying to make.
I know, but I'm just saying, that not with that character. He's supposed to be the bleeding heart. Why would I want to that? Yeah, I'm good on that.
If you could do the MCU all over again, would Iron Man be your first choice, or is it just because Robert Downey Jr. was such a good cast?
The first choice would always be Captain America if you had your first choice. It would either be that or it would be Spider-Man, and then you would have Spider-Man have a cameo of some sort with Cap in it. That would be.
I would start with Fantastic Four.
And then it's and you factor in all the rights issues. There's just so many factors into trying to tell a literal story about every single Marvel comic that exists?
I guess if you remove every Fantastic Four movie that has come before, the one that is to come, yeah, sure, you could start with it. But I think that's the reason why I wouldn't, because there's so many versions that have failed in a certain degree, right?
It's
Maybe they were
impossible to balance.
successes on their own, but like as a comic book film for a fan, like maybe not. You know what I mean?
They
Like,
caught
look at
lightning
the-
in a bottle. They're not going to be able to catch it again.
I don't disagree with that. Like, look at the Illuminati. That
I hope
you know what I
they
mean. Like,
prove me
you're
wrong.
not
I would like them to.
impossible to do the original Illuminati at this point. I think it's going to lose its luster a little bit.
I mean, they could do it.
It has to include Namor and like people from
Namor.
movies that kind
Namor.
of failed a little bit, you know. So
No more. They should have just kept John Krasinski. I don't get why they need to recast.
Oh no, they can recast that. When he showed up in Multiverse of Madness, I was like, yeah, I don't need this anymore. I'm done.
she's like, just put that Craven guy in there.
Oh yeah, whoo.
You can do it. You can do Reed Richards.
They got
Nah,
it.
even I don't think he would be a good read. But
I don't know, man. Iron Fist. I really don't see Iron Fist having any kind of like sensical place in the MCU. Not without it being or coming off as disrespectful to a certain group of people. Because there were already complaints about it being on Netflix, and the guy that they got to play it did not have martial arts background. He learned all the shit that he used on the show, like while shooting. And no disrespect to him, it was kind of just like far better people qualified who actually could be more believable, right? Who could have been in
well,
that
we
role.
have Shang-Chi. We have
Well, now we
Shang-Chi,
do.
So
Now, and I think that's and I think that was a strong move. I'm saying if they're bringing the Defenders back, right, that's going to be hard to sell on screen. That's it. That's all I'm saying. Because they're going to have people barking at it for certain reasons. Because they already did it for the TV
And it's
show.
really
yeah, but
hard
those
to
people that are
sell.
barking at it aren't actually consuming the product. That's part of the problem right there.
I think they are though.
I don't know about that.
It's really hard to sell talking alien dragons too. So Shang-Chi was never going to be comic accurate to where the rings came from.
That's not
like
the problem that I'm talking about.
But
though.
bro, like the 10 rings in the comics are outrageously powerful. They're not just
Bruh,
10
if you're gonna
rings
have
that
a
are identical
young
and swing around you and shit.
if you're gonna have a young Caucasian male lost in like the mountains and shit, come out the mountains and it's supposed to be some kind of grand master kung fu and shit, and got access to his chi, shooting beams out his asshole and like talking to dragons and everything. Come on, man. At least pick somebody who know how to throw a goddamn kick already, and don't lose his cardio when he's doing it. And you know, that's my point. You know, it's like it's supposed to be a martial arts movie. You know,
Yeah.
it's like
I
people who
wanted to
ignore
love
people
Moon
like.
Knight. I was so upset that I hated it.
I did too.
Well,
Should have
you
been
like
darker.
Moon Knight.
They should have waited. Some of this content should be darker, more violent.
I see why we're on this side tonight, huh? God damn. See, I thought Moon Knight was great.
Okay,
I
so
really-
let me pitch this to the other side then, okay? We're in this lull with like the infinite number of Marvel characters.
Okay.
Do you feel like properties like Fantastic Four or
Whoa,
X-Men,
whoa.
if
No, none of
Fantastic
that.
Four and X-Men launch the same way Iron Man did, Captain America did, Thor did, Marvel's back, baby. Right back on top.
It's hard to do that with the Fantastic Four because Fantastic Four gets utterly cheesy very quickly. That's all I'm saying.
According to the other guys, according to the
No,
other
no,
people that did
according
it.
according to so the first Fantastic Four movie that came out, the one that had what's her name,
Jessica Alba.
Jessica Alba, in it, right? It had Chris Evans in it, right?
Yeah,
Dude,
she really looked like a scientist.
not really.
Like the casting's gonna be
Look like
really.
my kind of scientist.
Not really, right? Not really. But the dude who played Reed Richards, great actor. I think he did a great job
Yes.
playing Reed.
Mhm.
Richards, right?
Mhm.
He's like the only person I've ever seen try to do that character, including in like the animated shit I've seen. It didn't make it sound cheesy, and he's supposed to be the nerd character of the movie, right?
Yeah, but they had the
Phenomenal
age
job.
difference there, and they're not.
Yeah.
It looks like they're moving away from that with this version.
And I think that that's a big mistake, because why would you do that? That's not even how they're presented in the comics. You know, it makes no
Mhm.
sense.
You know what I'd really like that gets me excited about the possibility of a 60s timeline for Fantastic Four is maybe if they see that works, they start delving into like some Blue Marvel and go along that storyline too. We'll get that character finally.
I would have preferred to have that before, like certain things. Honestly, why not?
I mean, maybe I don't know why. I don't know why I haven't.
You lost. Here's the reason why. If I'm gonna go on a side rant, you lost T'Challa, right? So the only other strong, who do we got? Anthony Mackie with being Falcon America, right?
Falcon Cap.
Falcon Cap for representation. Okay, it would have been great to have.
Okay, so wait a minute. We're considering the representation thing.
A little bit.
Okay.
I am. I'm saying if that's gonna be your excuse for why you're positioning characters, right? Or like trying to.
Okay. All right. I see where you're going with this. Okay.
And recast, or you know what I mean, and put certain people in certain places. Then why would you ignore a character like Blue Marvel from the jump? You know what I mean? It'd be kind of silly not to be trying to figure that out. Black gentleman.
All right. What's up, Nikki?
Janessa is right there. I think Days of Future Past was pretty good. It was a good follow up to First Class.
That was Matthew Vaughn. They could use him in this mix somewhere, but I have a feeling he wouldn't want to do it.
Yeah, First Class was great.
Days of Future Past too.
Yeah.
I saw somewhere that my dude from the Bear is gonna be and he's the dude from Andor too, Sheen or whatever. I saw somewhere he's casted for the thing.
I did not see the news on that. I saw like people casting him as Gene Wilder.
I don't know if I saw it official anywhere, but I saw like somebody reporting that he was gonna be the guy. But other than that, I don't think they have anybody locked in. Probably not gonna hear about it for a while because Comic-Con is out for Marvel right now. So
I hope I'm wrong about this, but I'm looking forward to seeing Blade on the screen as like a.
We're never gonna get that movie. We are never gonna get that movie. Just stop. You the first two Blades.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's what I'm
saying. The third one was a little bit iffy, but look, just leave it. Just leave it.
How are you gonna top that?
I think it's gonna be in production. I don't think it's gonna stop. But losing the main sucks. There's rumors they cast Lilith in it as well, so it's gonna definitely dive into the demon stuff. I think it'll still be connected to even the Dark Knight or the Black Knight.
Accept it, man.
The Black Knight. Kit Harington's not supposed to be in that movie now, right?
He said.
Well, yeah, maybe not in the movie, but
for him to be in it actually. And that we were.
Didn't that writer leave as well? So
maybe, yeah.
It's gonna start from the ground up.
I think we have to accept the idea that pretty soon there are going to be so many different variants of concept to focus on in the MCU that it's going to get pretty cheesy. I think it's coming. Like if it's not cheesy now, it's going to definitely be cheesy pretty soon.
I mean, I have faith they're going to go rated R with a lot of the Halloween specials and stuff. I think that all the Doctor Strange stuff can get cool.
I see you with the Jessica Biel thing, man. Yeah, I'll give her some props. She worked out clearly for that role. So,
she's a good actress. You know what I mean? Like, if you get past the fact that people probably look at that first, she's got some chops, man. She's a pretty good actress. By the time we get Blade back, what?
Oh man,
it'll just be a black and white movie, and we'll never
see what you guys have done to the most wholesome YouTuber I know. Literally turned him. What did it take? 2-3 streams? Jesus.
No, I'm really starting to get concerned about Marvel. I'm just like that. I think honestly,
in your city.
The question like that, like Rhodey poses to him. I'm not totally there, but like I need to see something because like when Rhodey poses the question, like, should we call in our friends? It's like they can't even like name somebody because we don't have an Avengers team at all. Like it's just like
that's not true.
So the pager don't work no more. The pager don't work no more.
So here's the problem. Here's the problem with saying they don't have.
Got blipped.
There's always secret like teams and shit that we don't know about going on, and we don't know who they are and aren't in contact with. And you can't say that we would know because we wouldn't. That's their out. that is
That
the
you're
automatic.
proving my point for me. We don't know who the Avengers are right now, and it's
We
a
wouldn't
franchise built on
And
the
I don't think,
Avengers.
but here's the problem. Though. I don't think that they exist anyway. I don't think it would be that. I think it would just be that they have contacts and they're like, hey,
Yeah,
we need
wasn't
to know
that
what
the
it
name
is.
of the movie?
Yeah.
Let me
Endgame.
ask you guys, what's the big thing that we're anticipating, like this saga, like the end of it? What's the conclusion? What's the name of that movie?
What are you talking about? Armor Wars?
Like, what we're building up to? The one thing we know we're building up to
Well,
at the end of this.
from this
So what's
Secret
it start
Wars?
with? What's it start with? What's the title? The full title?
Secret Invasions leads to Armor Wars.
Are you
No,
talking about
no.
Kang Dynasty? Is that what you're
No,
talking
you're
about?
saying it's Secret Wars, but what is
Right.
the full title of that movie?
I said Secret Invasion. I'm talking about the show that leads to
Yeah,
Armor
I'm talking
Wars.
about this phase, like
And that's going to show us probably
this
who-
saga
that
that
they're
we're in
It's
right
two
now.
parts. They haven't told us the titles, right? They have not told us
But
yet.
they told us that it
Secret
all
Wars
leads
and
up to
Kang
Secret
Dynasty?
Wars. Yeah, what is the full title of those movies? Avengers 4 and Avengers 5. Who the fuck are our Avengers? What are we looking forward to?
Why do you need to know that now? There's so much stuff to come before that.
Because I knew that right away. Right after I watched the first Iron Man movie, I knew that's what we were getting.
That's because you
Right
had the
now,
benefit
we're
of
all over the damn
foresight.
place.
You had the benefit of foresight.
No, I had the benefit of a post-credit scene in the movie saying, "Let me talk to you about
You
the
also
Avengers."
knew who
edition."
the Avengers are. Yeah, okay, but then once you knew that, but you knew who the Avengers were, and you knew who they had the rights to, so you could kind of fill in the blanks almost. That was
I know who
too
they
easy.
have the rights to.
Now we're talking about the post team where we have more people who are in the world already, right? So we wouldn't know, and nobody's going around trying to pull them together yet because it hasn't been a catalyst for it yet. It really
You mean
hasn't.
like a scroll invasion on Earth? You mean like
Oh, yeah.
a
You mean like a
giant
big old
celestial?
island? Yeah, exactly. A
Yeah,
big
like,
old giant celestial that had
what are we doing right
Eternals.
now?
That had
Saying.
Eternals fighting the issue, right? And satellite imagery probably provided the governments of the world visuals of that, right? So they
It's
probably
like
weren't going to send their people in for that.
we're in a phase where they're
do.
just all over the damn place with every movie, and like it was fun at first. Like they're trying new things, but it's like, all right, are we gonna pull
I'm
this
not.
together?
I'm not defending them. What I'm saying is that we probably won't know for another like 6 or 7 movies who they are officially.
You mean 6 or 7 years?
No,
Because that's
6
probably
or
more
7
like
movies.
it. Come on. We're in the middle of 2 strikes here. Anything that's announced, you can't
No,
count
so
on.
let me do my math right for you. So if I say 6 or 7 movies, right? We're in the middle of a strike with writers and actors. That would be more than 6 to 7 years then, because we're talking about movies who probably haven't been done, they haven't finished writing them yet. They probably need changes or rewrites. You can't start scheduling actors because the actors aren't working, right? So all that stuff's on hold. And then by the time they come back, they can't just do everything at one time because VFX studios don't work that way.
And the reality is, Disney as a company is having a lot of problems. We may never even get these films. They may end up sold.
Well, they might cave and do
get
it.
there.
What Vito's saying though, they may actually cave and do that because they already did the intro to Secret Invasion with AI. So why wouldn't they try to just say, "Hey, we're gonna just switch to doing this for a while until the actors come back around"? Since Bob Iger wants to disrespect everybody in the public, he want to show you his gangster publicly. So Bob Iger wants
showing us his
wants to
gangster
be
publicly in that
he wants-
profile picture. Look at him now.
Biggie.
So you
Let's
talking
not
about
act like that this is a brand new Bob Iger. Okay, this
I'm
is
just
the
saying.
same Bob Iger that made
Bob
all
Iger's
these
trying to be
decisions
50 Cent.
that
He's
he's
trying
trying
to
to
be
clean up right now.
Same Bob Iger that came in and saved us all from Chapek.
Nah, Chapek. He never
That guy
left.
was
Iger
terrible,
never
wasn't
left.
he?
He was sitting in his office. He couldn't even move out of his office when he took over as a consultant.
Turned
He
vegan.
stayed in it.
I don't know what
and
you're talking
Chapek had to get a new office.
Oh, wait. Sean Gunn's and Perlman's. Oh, I see. Yeah, Perlman was really heated. He turned gangster real quick. All of a sudden, he went back to Sam Crow. He was like, "Let me channel my my MC."
No lie.
So, do we really need to though? Daniel Fisher play their comments? Because I don't know, their comments seem to be a little bit, off for me. I mean, for one, Sean Gunn's brother is a studio exec now. So I don't know if he's necessarily the person that wants to, be poking at the bear. And Perlman, is he one of the sons of anarchy now? Is that what's happening?
It's a bunch of rah because they're the spokespeople for their union essentially, and the funders, people that are in that top 1% of actors in that whole union. So that's
yeah. I don't see him
I feel
doing
bad
something
if
with Bob Iger, but
I don't think Sean Gunn should be tied to the success of his brother either. He's trying to build his own thing, trying to represent himself, and Bob Iger's like his raise alone, and this all taking place within the time period it has. It's definitely red flags for me, dude. I think that
he negotiated that money. If you get to be in a position like Bob Iger is, you would hope that you would get the same money that he is getting.
I'm gonna make Hawk's point, right?
Sure.
James
do you feel
Gunn,
like it's ever too much money?
You know, there's another group of brothers.
That ain't my business. I'm not trying to get in his pocket and spend his money for him.
Look, Randy Quaid didn't have the career Dennis Quaid. You know what I mean? They got their own careers, and Randy Quaid did just fine on his own.
Yeah, Shitter was full with Randy Quaid, so I don't know what we're talking about.
What?
Never saw? You tell me you never saw Christmas Vacation?
I didn't hear what you said.
I said Shitter was full with Randy Quaid, and he was the kind of crucial piece of defeating the aliens on July 4th back in 1998.
We don't need we don't need the speech again. We good though. You know?
Oh
I'll give it to you, bro. I'll give it to you.
That'll be it for tonight, folks. No,
aren't you already demonetized now?
I'm all good.
Oh, okay.
Golden. Don't worry about me, big boy. But
I forgot about Jack. Yeah. Listen, no disrespect to Jack Quaid, man, but I can't. I'm here this week, so I'm gonna just segue us back into that Superman show, that animated one. I'm sorry, Jack. I can't rock with you on that one, buddy. That ain't it, dog. That's that's not it, my man.
I'm glad that you saw the light on that.
Nah, I wouldn't no need to see the light. I came out swinging on that one. I was like, nah, this ain't it, bro. This shit.
Yeah, it's awful. It is really awful. It is a turd for sure.
This is another one of those projects that James Gunn came out. It's like he was standing next to it, and he's like, "Listen, I'm at a distance, but y'all should go check this out."
Did he say something? Did he promo it?
He did promo it a little bit, just a wee bit on.
Oh yeah, he doesn't have to do that.
You guys are poking the DC bear right now.
He wants to look like he's being supportive of the product that's already out, you know.
I don't know about all that. I just know I'm done watching that show. Probably. I don't think Hawk even ever turned it on.
What you mean poking the DC bear? We ain't play no content or nothing. I'm gonna talk my shit. What are they gonna do? Fucking mute me for talking and saying?
I'm talking about your upstairs neighbor right now.
Hawk, did you watch the show?
No, I'm not gonna watch that show. Probably.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Because
I really don't recommend it.
Yeah, because I definitely vibe more with the other animated style stuff. That's from like Black Series. I don't even know.
Oh, you mean the universe that they ended? That extended animated universe that they had that was fucking phenomenal. That they just fucking ended for no reason. That you mean? God.
I still go back to all of those. So.
Thank you, Vito, for the $5 super chat. We do need a cannoli.
I'm not that audience. I mean, I think we all understand that is a younger Superman audience. I kind of am worried about how young James Gunn goes with his Superman.
Well, that's another point. I was thinking about that the other day. Like,
I heard that like one of the main plot.
A new group of people, right? Yeah.
I heard that one of the main plot things is like a world conflict that's taking place. And he has his own approach to how to stop it, and so do a bunch of other super powered superhero people. And so it's kind of going to be like them all trying to work it out together. And I assume that Superman ultimately will be the leading factor in that. But
I like that idea because it's more of it's the boys-esque, right? Come into a world where we already have our superhero team.
A lot of people shitting on that idea. I'm like, bro, I love it.
And they should
all
stop
of the
liking the
goddamn
boys.
characters in the first movie. Hell yes.
Yeah. The reason why is because they've had so many outings where you've had the attempt to introduce a singular character over and over again for DC in the film, right? That's just the way that they've always gone about it.
You put some of these
Yes.
weird ass authority characters with a fishbowl on his head in the first movie, bro. Yes, I am in. This
Actually,
is the
I
DC
think
that
I
I
think he's
want.
gonna be Guy Gardner. I think that's
he's
the
Guy
Green
Gardner,
Lantern.
but he's not. I don't know if he's the.
He's
Green
not gonna
Lantern.
be the Green Lantern. He's gonna be.
Yeah, he
a
won't be the next.
Yeah, he
Like,
said a Green
but-
Lantern.
Oh, did I
Yeah,
turn on?
love Nathan Fillion. I'm glad he's getting some shine in this movie.
I think Gunn's gonna get a lot of actors, bro. He's gonna get a lot of good actors over there.
People will not want to eat their words though, and that's the problem I have with.
Oh,
today's-
bro, so many people are gonna be eating their words. I can't
You're not
wait.
gonna want to if it's good, you know. Because I always say, if I'm wrong, I will say I'm wrong, and something's good. You know, I will backtrack.
I'll be right here. I'll be right.
Yo, listen, I was defending the Flash, and then I saw that shit, and I came back.
I mean, I didn't even do
Talking about my man.
that. I can defend
We need to roll
things
it
in the
safe.
Flash, but I
Yeah,
can't
you
defend the
took
whole
it.
movie.
You took it from hating on Flash to going scorched earth on the whole, like everything. Like, there is no future. Don't look at the sky; it's falling. I didn't know what was
Songwriter,
happening.
man. What
Yeah.
do you expect? I'm an emotional man. I'm in touch with my feelings. I know what I want to say, and I'm gonna say it.
Yeah.
I want Superman to be goofy. I mean, here's the problem with that. Superman is supposed to be a Boy Scout. I don't know if that means he's goofy or not, but he's supposed to be cheesy. But he's also supposed to take life too. I mean, that does happen in the comics. So everybody who cries about that can shut the fuck up there.
Look, James Gunn has shown that he can do dark. I
Yeah.
mean, if you saw Guardians of the Galaxy 3, there was plenty of darkness in that movie. Maybe it pushed too far in that direction for some people. But I don't think the goofy is what we need to worry about in
Guardians
this
3.
movie.
You guys saw
not
Brightburn?
coming up. Oh yeah, I did not see it. I need to.
Dude,
I do
go
need to watch that.
Brightburn again because it's the relationship of a kid who doesn't know what to do with his power, and everyone is afraid of him, and and that's what drives him, dude. So I think James Gunn's gonna do really good at having full control of a story that is his. Like, that there's so much pressure, dude. So much pressure. I think he loves it too. I watched the whole interview with Michael Rosenbaum. I feel like if anyone really is like, why the hell is James Gunn out here just tweeting all this bullshit all the time? He's making no sense. Go watch that interview because the two of those guys
He wants
talk about
to be in
everything.
a position to prove people wrong. I think that.
I think Zaslav need to,
I think he wants to make up for his past a little
turn
bit too.
that down.
I think
Turn
he
it
wants to
down.
make up.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I think he wants to make up to the public about the firing, about all that stuff. I think he's just really, and like, people are still bringing up the tweets, bro. Like, are people not allowed to grow? We're not allowed to be better as people anymore. Like,
No,
how many
we're not.
years
I'm gonna
is
tell
he
you
gonna
why
have
we're
to
not.
get shit on before he
I'm gonna
starts
tell you why
to
we're not.
prove.
There's somebody out there who's guaranteed you that's just waiting to make a video to bring those damn tweets up again and say,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
condemn
it's just
them
like-
all over again. And they're going to say, and they're not going to say anything of the sort, because it's for some people, rightfully so, in their own feelings that they feel like they can't let such things go. And like, I don't know their history in their past. That it is what it is, right? But some people just like to hammer on. It doesn't matter how much a person will grow; they will never be recognized for that.
Yeah,
and it
I
also
just think
depends on
that-
what it is that they were condemned for in the first place, right? I don't think like those social media.
Obviously,
has
there's some
done
things that
something
are
to us
unforgivable.
that-
We all have our own levels of that, but like,
Where can you watch Brett?
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care about his 10-year-old tweets. I thought Disney handled that situation poorly. My point is now he's tweeting, and it will affect going forward how people view his material that he's trying to make money off of, and the company that he represents is in a ton of debt. So I think it's smart not to poke the bear when you are depending on people to support your content. And look at where we are now with Disney. It's clear the public is making a judgment on Disney for maybe not living up to that family brand name that they supposedly had. That's all gone. So
I kinda disagree
don't have a
on,
problem with Zaslav telling him to stay off of Twitter. Do your work, focus on the task, and give us some
kind of
good product.
disagree. I disagree because I think in this case, if he's just doing it his way, right? I'm talking about Gunn now, not Zaslav. But if he's doing it his way, maybe that's in his way of saying like, watch when this becomes successful, I can say I didn't have to bow to doing it somebody else's way or some shit like that. For some reason in my head, I envision that like that's what he's trying to do because he's gone
Well,
through
that's
this whole
nice
path.
when you're only concerned about your pocket, but when you're concerned about
I
filling
know.
the coffers for
Yeah.
Warner Brothers Discovery,
Yeah.
who needs that money, I think maybe you need to handle your business a little bit differently.
Yeah,
That's
you
just me.
probably do. You probably do. I don't
Is
know,
Warner
man.
Brother
Like,
Discovery's like majority of their income come from this DC stuff? I don't think it does.
No, but the point
no.
is, and Zaslav has said this, he wants the DCU to fund all the other stuff that they do.
Yeah.
I think it can. I think it can
It
be
can.
an MCU style everything.
You know,
But
you
it's
know what
going
that
to
is,
be
though?
more connected.
I'm gonna tell you what that is. That's like me sitting at home and I see somebody won like the $575 million lottery pot, and I'm like, I'm gonna win that shit next week too. So I buy like 50 tickets every week for like 2 months, and I don't win that shit. That's DC looking at Marvel getting it, like, they're hitting that almost $1 billion mark on certain movies, hitting it with some movies, right? Like I want that too, but then they just don't hit the mark.
You know what's really funny to me too is like the Star Wars fandom is on the complete opposite side of the spectrum. They're like begging for anyone at Lucasfilm to take control of the Twitter, to be a face of the company, to talk to the fans, to be the one that can bring fans together. Now here's James Gunn literally doing that for DC fans, and people are mad at him. I'm just like, you
No,
can't
that's
win.
not true. That I think that's a misrepresentation. I mean,
He is not attacking people in tweets. He's literally defending
Oh, he
his
didn't
position.
attack Grace?
Who?
He didn't attack Grace?
Did Grace attack him?
She probably did.
Right. Like he is literally defending his position as the new owner, full-time creator of the genre. Grace thinks she knows all this shit because of how close she was with Snyder. Bro, Snyder's not there no more. Grace has no connections, I promise. Like,
yeah, I'm not defending Grace, but I'm just saying I don't necessarily
Please
agree
don't.
with your
I would just like
POV
this man
on
to
that.
have a fair shot. He's been tutored by Kevin Feige, for Christ's sake. Like he's arguably done some of the
tutored by
best.
Kevin Feige?
He's arguably done some of the best films in that connected universe.
I think you're saying that he was in the same rooms with him. I don't know if
Yeah, he was learning how to connect all this stuff, in
Like,
film.
James Gunn came from Trauma. He's been around doing films. I mean, he's been honing his craft. I don't know that Kevin Feige necessarily. I mean, other than like Quentin said,
I think he means like
him being in the
as
same
far as
room
like
with
the
him.
comic book aspect, I guess. I don't know.
I see. I think the only thing Kevin Feige provides is a vision for where we should go, right? In terms of pulling resources together, right? He's like a super.
Well, and being able to balance it all like a.
He's like DJ Khaled. DJ Khaled doesn't play much.
I gotta hear this one.
Hold on. He doesn't play many instruments on his own, right? He don't go sit around and pick records and start sampling them and stuff. He sits in a room with other like producers who may be a lot smaller, right? And he listens. So he's a curator more than anything else. I'm not saying he doesn't do anything. He's a curator more than anything else as a producer, right? I think Feige's like that. Like he gets surrounded by talent. He can see what's there and he tries to curate it and put it in certain places. And sometimes he hits with that. And he hit really well with it in phase 1 and phase 2, right? With the people he had surrounded with him. And then he kind of got a little loose because you could see that he had to do other jobs and probably wear the hats and probably not be as much on the set or in meetings with certain people like he used to. Because let me tell you, my boss, not really my boss, like the guy I work with, who I guess all intents and purposes I can call a supervisor if I had to say I had one. He's in meetings all the time. And so if I have to make a creative decision, right, I got to get him to look at it first and sign off before it goes where it needs to go. And it could be like 2 minutes to when it's delivered. And I got to wait until he says, all right, right? Because he's the last sign off if something special has to happen. Now, if I think about it from that perspective, if Feige had to be if he's got to be on like every freaking call there is, right? and then he gets pulled up. And did he get a new title recently? How long ago was he got a new title? Like half a year ago, a year ago? He got bumped up in title. Like he's part of like
Not sure.
he's over at comics and like the whole shebang now, right? Like he oversees every single thing. There's only so much that he can do. He can't be like sitting in a storyboard briefing and looking at every storyboard and be like, yes, no. At some point, he's going to be so busy, or he is already, because that's what happens. He's so busy answering to people and having conversations and saying yes or no in those meetings to higher ups and people in the periphery that he's already had to delegate so many things to other people, and that's why we have what we have right now. Probably.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
What are you trying to say? I'm on some coke?
Look, hey, when you making the big
coherent?
bucks, when you making the big bucks and you making those decisions, you ultimately
He's
have
got
to
to do what
answer
he's got to
for
do,
stuff.
right?
Right, whatever.
Hey, man.
F your couch.
I'm just saying, man. Y'all let that man rest. Goddamn.
Thank you, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I'm not wrong though. That's what's happening. Feige's not. He can't be super Feige no more.
So, which studio do you rank lowest right now, Felicity? DC, Marvel's, or Star Wars?
Oh, come on. Is there even a contest? It's definitely Lucasfilm.
Okay. I don't know. I'm asking. I don't know.
I mean, that was
so who do you put next?
No.
You still got Marvel up top? You still got Marvel King?
If we're just talking about these three, it is Marvel. Marvel.
You don't put Star Wars
DC,
at the bottom?
Marvel, DC. Yeah, it's on the bottom.
I'm questioning life too, Matt Cave. I was like, that was 100% coherent. That motherfucker played that clip and like just ruined everybody's night with that shit. I go egg his house if I knew where he lived.
No, DC definitely has potential because of Gunn. So no, I definitely anticipating what he's doing. I'm not anticipating anything from Lucasfilm whatsoever.
The Vegas odds, I think, are real good.
But the question is right now.
Amazon's at the bottom except for Reacher.
Nah.
Reacher is fucking top notch. Everything else, I ain't seen anything.
Hey, Lord of the Rings season 2 made it through.
DC is the only studio.
Everything.
You mean season 1 made it too as well? And season 1 was kind of like.
DC is the only studio right now where we're questioning whether any of their projects before the new Superman money will actually make money.
I mean,
are you going to see Aquaman? I can care less.
Bro,
that's what they got loaded up. That's not the new stuff.
Anyone who wants to spend money at the movies right now willingly for something that's just not going to guarantee be a hit is dumb.
That's what I'm saying. The man asked,
and I'm gonna tell you what
studio right now. It's DC.
How many of you got to go buy groceries for your kids? That's my question. Because shit's hella fucking expensive right now. And if I got to put money on some mediocre shit versus feed my kids, shame on fucking
eggs
you.
Are like $8.
Mediocre shit.
An egg per egg.
It's gonna make me upload the rent is too damn high clip pretty soon.
It is too high. It's too damn high. I'm being honest. Inflation is real, man. So if you want to spend money on mediocrity during inflation, you are not financially literate. I'm sorry. It ain't worth it.
I gotta give DC the edge over Lucasfilm because of potential. I don't think there's potential for Star Wars. I'm sorry. I know that y'all probably disagree with me on that. I just don't see it.
Actually, I like that. Especially after the statements from Iger about them with pulling back on it now. It's like
$30 to go see a 3D movie?
Just made all these announcements about all these eras of Star Wars, and now they're just gonna pull back.
So let me ask you this, Felicity. Does that mean that you're more excited to go see Blue Beetle than you are to watch Ahsoka?
Oh fuck no. I'm not interested in that movie. I didn't say that I was gonna go see the movies that are still loaded up. I'm interested in James Gunn stuff.
In worse shape. That's what I'm saying. You got a year or two before that's taking place. Right now, DC is at the bottom.
Oh, well, I said potential. Zaslav and Gunn and Safran. I guess we have to include him. That's the future. I don't see a future for Lucasfilm.
The potential doesn't pay my rent.
Listen, I ain't saying don't go to the movies. I'm saying for me, if I'm gonna waste my money, it better damn well be good. Because if I'm walking out of the movie theater and I'm feeling like, why did I waste my time to get out of my house, get in my car, waste the damn gas that I done bought, drive all the way to this damn theater to buy this stale ass popcorn that I thought was just pop fresh. Why is it stale if it was just pop, my man? I don't understand.
Because you got the leftover popcorn that was from the previous day. That's what you got.
Let me school you guys.
Used to cover the bottom of the machine.
I'm just painting for you.
quick.
When I say mediocrity, I don't mean like mediocrity. I don't mean just the stuff that you're going to watch. I mean the experience 100%. If you stepping out of your house to be treated less than like, kingly for the money you about to spend and waste traveling from door to door, I mean, come on, man. You got to start thinking about that shit.
Bro, there's wildfire smoke from Canada. I am not stepping outside my house anytime soon. Can't breathe.
See, I don't even understand this argument because if you think the air coming in your house isn't the same air that you're breathing outside.
No, not necessarily. Depends on your HVAC system.
All right.
I know. I'm just blindly running the air conditioner.
Also,
it's like
I have fans that are exhausting out of my house on purpose so that I can actually pull heat out of it instead of just relying on the AC. So a lot of that is pushing air away from my house. So even if it is getting in a little bit, it's kind of like a circulatory system I have set up.
Man, you must have way more plants than I do. But I don't know. I just look at that and I'm like, what? How am I safer in my house? I'm still breathing the same air. Like, what are we talking? What?
Hey,
and then I walk outside and I light up a cigarette. I don't even care. It's like, screw it. Just add more.
Oh my God. Vito's
but first off, your whole movie rant, man, you're doing it all wrong.
Okay.
First of all,
are you sneaking in?
If you're going to Lowe's, a Lowe's theater, $25 a month gets you 3 movies a week.
Okay.
Doesn't matter which theater. I go to see a Dolby Theater movie every single time I go, and I'm going at least once a month to go see a movie. So you figure I'm spending the equivalent.
Point. It's not just about the movie cost, though. It's also about like the cost that for the
but I got more.
Yeah.
I got more. There's also a 5 and Below in the same lot as my movie theater. So there's no chance in hell I'm ever buying anything in that movie theater. I'd actually.
Oh, is that like a dollar store?
Yeah, $5 or less.
Okay, I never heard of those.
And there's a Dollar General right in the same lot too. So you just roll in there, wear some cargo pants. That's why
your
Dad's
theater
wear
let
cargo.
you roll in with your theater let you roll in with snacks from outside.
Well, the only time they've ever actually told me I couldn't bring that is I got arrogant and I walked in with a whole bag of like chips in my hand.
In a situation where
the guy's like, you can't do this, man. You're taking it too far. Like, he's not gonna pat me down for food. Like,
some people can get away with that. Some people can't. It depends on the theater.
Nobody is patting you down when you walk into a movie theater unless
you say they're patting you down, my man. But some people do check bags and shit because sometimes they check bags. In New York City, for sure, I've had my bag checked a few times. You can't tell me that don't happen. Hey, did you say what?
That's nuts. I tell them to screw off. They try.
Did you say it's racist?
Who said that?
I thought you said it's racist. I was like, what? My bad. I misheard it.
and then I get treated like a king if I do decide to eat something in the line because they have an express lane for Stubbs A-list members that pay that monthly thing. Like it's like TSA at the airport. I just walk by. They'll be like,
so what he's trying to tell me
is, like,
so he's trying to say to me that inflation don't exist and I need to shut up about inflation.
No, I'm just saying you're doing it wrong.
I'm not doing it wrong, man. I'm still wasting gas to drive to see a movie that I ain't going to enjoy. That's going to be kind of a. Oof.
I'm going.
Nobody said it, but I was thinking it loud.
the rate I'm going to them, it's like, screw it. I'm just paying the $25 a month.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I mean, I still wouldn't do that either because like the amount of times I'm going to actually want to go see a movie because then you end up feeling like you got to go see it then because you got to fulfill your $25.
I just feel like free. It's like, all right, I don't gotta care about. And then the main reason we even did
now
this,
I'm obligated to waste my gas.
Live in Jersey, man. It can't be that far away. Everything's close together.
Say it again. I live in Jersey. I'm being in fucking high traffic road
I'm in
the middle of
Connecticut,
the damn state to try to get to a movie theater. I don't want to be.
That's. I'm like 10 minutes away from mine.
I'm gonna waste a half a gallon just going to the movie theater. That's what I'm saying to you.
It's crazy, bro. Crazy. Whatever. I don't know how we got here.
He's trying, Daniel Fisher.
My old
He's
head
definitely
ass.
trying with Tom Cruise and Mission Impossible 7. And I actually did go to the theater and saw it. I liked it.
Wasn't it the Top Gun movie that did it though? I mean,
That saved the movies.
that supposedly saved cinema. It wasn't Spielberg caught over. It was overheard that he was saying that to Tom Cruise.
It didn't save it.
No,
just,
he did
it
tell
just
him
moved
that.
the goalpost.
He did tell.
He years.
He said that. He said that. That's what he said. I don't know. It estimate like 40,000.
It was a good movie. It was a fine film.
Interesting. Barbenheimer double. What the hell?
Barbie and Oppenheimer. It's supposed to be a thing. I don't care about Barbie. I may go see Oppenheimer, but it's not that much of a priority.
I think that
I want to see it on my birthday.
In a different time, I would have gone to see Oppenheimer because of the cinematic achievement of supposedly not using visual effect shots to make this movie.
You got Christopher Nolan too.
That's what I'm saying. Like the quality of cinema that you got to be talking about, right? It's probably going to look really, really, it's probably going to be good.
I'm getting robbed.
However, he's also responsible for Tenet, isn't it? Yeah, isn't he? Yeah.
I still haven't seen it.
I did.
Still haven't seen it.
From the movie before that to Tenet, I don't know what happened, but I didn't like Tenet very much. So I'm gonna wait to see what people say about Oppenheimer.
Oh, you mean John David Washington didn't do it for you?
It wasn't even him, man. It was the movie overall, like the pacing.
It was Battinson. Just say it.
The soundtrack.
Battinson, huh? Oh, okay.
Listen,
he's in it and he's pretty good.
I don't hate Robert Pattinson. I thought, listen, I like him.
I kind of do.
Things.
I don't like.
I did not like him in the Batman. I didn't like the Batman. I don't care what anybody got to say. That damn movie
right there
was
with
not
you.
For me. You know,
he's Terry McGinnis.
Brooding. Even for Batman, it was too much brooding. Come on,
he's always gonna be a vampire in my eyes. Can't take him.
Sparkly Batman.
He won't be a vampire. Like he's done a phenomenal job since those movies. He really has. There's like a few roles I could think of where he was a great actor.
He doesn't even like those goddamn movies.
But what?
He doesn't like. He's said it multiple times that he hates Twilight. Yeah, he doesn't like them.
Yeah.
He was in that elephant movie, right?
He probably resents that he got lopped into a relationship, probably out of pressure with.
Bro, he was in that Lighthouse shit with what's his name there?
Willem
the black
Dafoe.
and white film. Yeah, Willem Dafoe. I never saw that.
Willem Dafoe was in a vampire movie, wasn't he? With Ethan Hawke.
You mean Nosferatu?
No, Daybreakers. I think that's what it was called.
Daybreakers.
That's a pretty good movie.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, he was. I think he was in that too. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he's just a really damn good movie, actually.
That game's all about Barbie. I'm not doing it, man. I'm not getting cave.
He's a true movie reviewer at heart. There you go. He's a true review guy. He'll go in and he's like, listen, I got to do this. This is my responsibility. I got to see this because I got to review it. So that said, I guess all four of us have to see the Barbie movie so we can review it.
My daughter hasn't said anything about it, and I'm really happy. Just fingers crossed.
Listen, what we're gonna talk shit about then if we don't see it? Like, you gotta see it. Just isn't John Cena in this? You're telling me you don't want to see John Cena in a Barbie movie just so you can rag on him?
Look, can I give you guys a tip? If I don't see stuff, then I'm not going to talk shit about it. So okay. You don't want me to see Barbie.
Said, nah.
You don't want me to see Barbie.
I mean, I'll be honest. I don't want you to ever watch another Star Wars project ever again.
God. Ryan Gosling. Yeah, you know what? He's got a few good movies.
Daniel Fisher's standing. Yeah. He's standing perfectly still right now. I can't see.
You cannot make me do it.
He's doing the John Cena. That's John Cena's thing from WWE, right? With the You Can't See Me.
He's doing a combination of that with the Drax.
Nah. Dang, you see, I knew exactly what he was going for.
Yeah, who's Batista gonna be in the DCU?
Probably nobody. Maybe he'll be a cameo because I think that he's probably done with. I'm saying that because I think that he's probably done with superhero movies. The way he's talking,
bro, I would take that. He could be a cameo.
He wants some more serious roles. I think he wants to be taken more seriously. You know. What?
Why'd you say that name?
I do kind of. I don't want to see the movie, but I want to hear Felicity irritated at the movie. That'd be kind of fun.
Are you serious? Are you being serious?
2 days from now,
should I take that as a challenge?
We can take.
I want to hear you trigger.
2 days from now, We're gonna see a thumbnail pop up that says "Live Drive from Home" from the Barbie movie.
You're not. I promise you're not. If my daughter wants to go see it, I'm sending my wife.
And he's gonna have his kid in the driver's side seat this time in the thumbnail because
She'd murder me if I did that. I can't do that.
All right, so are we going to talk about Ahsoka at some point? I thought that's where you were going.
Oh yeah.
Oh, was that on the docket? Okay.
You guys got me all triggered. My beloved MCU is just.
So we're gonna talk
already
about
put Star Wars in the grave on the.
Is
on
Rebel
the list
season
of stuff.
6? Is that what this is? Rebel season 6 or is it season 5? I can't remember.
Yeah, she's
Season
literally
5.
got Star Wars below DC, and we don't even know what's coming. That's how little faith she has in you guys over at Lucasfilm, man.
No, Ahsoka, the new trailer is looking phenomenal. I'm on like a freaking. I mean, I've already watched Rebels so many damn times. I'm sitting here. I just finished this book right here.
Okay.
Bro, listen.
The Canon Thrawn novels.
That was the daughter, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That was the daughter, right? Let's just start there. On the wall in stone.
The daughter of who?
From Mortis. They showed a
yeah,
wall carving in the new
I think
trailer.
there was a flashback though. That's why I'm like saying
Okay.
5. I think there was a flashback, like a live action version of a flashback to those events.
Bro,
Or
we get
something
live
close
action
to it.
Mortis, like.
So I concocted a theory that I think a lot of the stuff
Maybe.
we saw in the trailers so far is based on like I think what they're looking for is like a map to find like where Thrawn might be, or just like help chart their path.
Well, they did say that they were looking for Thrawn and they're trying to find him. Yeah.
But
So-
then when you dive into these books too, it goes into detail like the Chiths, like Thrawn's race, use like force sensitive children because they don't really know how to train them, so they're going off like their instincts. They use their like they call it third sight, but it's basically like what Anakin had, like the precognitive, like seeing the future basically.
Yeah, when they
So
see the future and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, so they'll use them while they're traveling through hyperspace lanes to like just kind of avoid the chaos of the region because they can't chart any of it. And what better way to do that than 2 rogue Jedi that are helping you? So I'm thinking they're using them to find Thrawn, and then
Maybe.
Ahsoka's
Yeah.
using Purgles.
It's also a good way to introduce some kids for a new Jedi Academy too, I guess. Once you're
I don't think they're using kids. I think they're using like Balin and Shin like that.
Oh, I see.
Part of
I see what
that,
you're saying.
yeah.
Okay. I see.
Fur, good to see you. And bad news, it is going to be about somebody else, and it's going to be Sabine.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of already showed her starting her Jedi journey in the flashback, kind of, sort of. They're implying that she's on her journey to become a Jedi, is what I'm trying to say. With all the stuff, like everything we've seen so far and the audio that we've heard, and it's implying that Ezra kind of set her off on that path too with his message, his final message. But I don't know. We'll see. I don't think that
I don't think they're doing that.
I don't think any of these shows are meant to be about the title characters. Why don't you think they're doing that?
I don't think they're. I think that line is just a line to really make us do this right now. I don't think Sabine is going to be force sensitive.
I think she is.
You go back to
She
Rebels
already is
too.
force sensitive, though.
When Kanan's
already-
training her,
Yeah.
when Kanan's
Okay.
training her, he clarifies that like anybody can use the Force. They just have to be
Oh.
open to it, and she's stubborn as hell.
I see.
Yeah, so
Interesting.
it's like she has the lightsaber skills, obviously, from her time wielding the dark sabers a little bit, but
Why does she need the training from Ahsoka?
she's carrying around Ezra's lightsaber, so she could probably know how to use it. So it could go at least just that far.
Tomatoes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
more of just the being able to wield a lightsaber. That's what the whole master thing is. I think it's just the swordsmanship of it.
She might use it
Oh,
like
man. I'm calling.
She's
her-
a Mando. Why would she need
She's-
training from a force sensitive person?
She's calling her that.
She's
because
only been
Ryan-
trained for a short time with the dark saber, and the dark saber is a different type of kyber crystal.
Nah.
All right, I think by the end of this one, I think I'm going to be putting another notch on my.
So here's
on my
why I
list.
disagree with that. So the dark
Bro,
saber
like they
is
literally hold on, no.
They
God
it's
damn
harder
it.
to wield
They literally
than
just
what it
talked
is,
about
right?
how the weight of the dark saber and all this shit is
And they
completely
talked
different.
about how you have to be internally in order to really wield it the proper way, right? I get all that. That would imply to me that it's not as difficult than to wield a lightsaber. So to me, that means it's less about lightsaber training and more about how do I use this connection to the force.
Exactly.
That's why I think it's about that. Because if the Darksaber is harder to wield,
So
right?
they're
And she's trained under that, right? Finn picked up a fucking lightsaber and went to town. That man
so
was
they're
cutting
gonna
coke left
But
awaken
and
the
he
right.
ended up
force
being
in
force sensitive, didn't
Sabine.
he?
So they're gonna awaken the force. They're gonna awaken the force in Sabine.
My man, they done
Why
awakened the
not?
force so many times since that movie came out. I mean, I think
Oh, okay.
I
List them. List how many times they did that. They've It's
everybody's
awakened in
force
I
other.
sensitive
mean,
now.
It's
so we got
awakened in
Rebels
other
where
people. You
we
just
got
said.
Sabine, we got Ezra, we got Ahsoka, we got
Got
Kanan,
Grogu.
and then we got Kanan's son. All of that force sensitivity
Wait, wait, wait.
in one
What?
place, man.
We got
Wait,
Cal, we
wait,
got
wait,
Cal
wait. You
Testis,
guys,
whatever his name is.
what are we talking about? Are we talking about the force awakening in someone that never knew they had it, or are we talk? What are we talking about?
I mean, back in the day, the force was just Luke and Obi-Wan and Vader.
Sure. So you guys are saying that they're going to have the force awaken in Sabine. That's what you
So
think.
it awakened in other people and it like traveled through the timelines and like.
I just
And,
don't
And then I
buy
asked
that
who,
Ahsoka
and
needs a
you
trainer.
named all people who were taken as young, force sensitive, and trained from birth.
Hawk is
So,
correct.
like,
Technically,
no, bro,
nobody's
this is like
awakening.
what I
They were
do with
already
people who
there.
argue
So-
about the sequels. Like, don't do that to me.
Do what to you?
Have an
man?
What are you
argument.
talking about?
I'm asking you guys, you think they're going to awaken the force in Sabine, and your argument is, oh, they've been doing it all the time now since the sequels. What? What are we talking
Yeah,
about?
okay, well, let
I
me
never
clarify.
said
I
that.
think they will do that. But
Quentin
they've
just
already
did.
done that. But they've already done that, though. She's already
Right. So
they've
why
been-
do you think they would do that again? I think y'all are being misdirected hard.
What do you mean? Why wouldn't they do it again? They didn't
Okay,
focus
so
enough on it.
Because
on
it
Rebels.
failed terribly.
let me say I buy that your argument is that it is a
Okay.
misdirection. Okay,
Okay.
so if I'm being misdirected in that direction, then why
Yeah.
would I be happy with what I get in this show? Why would I be happy at the end of it?
Mm, that's true.
you haven't been happy since the start hearing about it. We talking about
Literally
why
don't
you-
even know what it's about, or yeah, like
I still think that she's gonna be like being trained as a force sensitive because
just
she
my opinion.
didn't.
I'm
She
saying
wasn't necessarily successful at it. That's what I'm saying. Like it's fine if
think-
you have an opinion.
I
And
think
don't
that
dispute
Ahsoka
it.
trained her or tried to train her pretty immediately after everything happened,
But
and
that's why it would be a continuation because someone is suggesting that
that's
she
why
could
she's
be-
calling her master.
right. Someone is suggesting that Sabine could be of assistance to Ahsoka in the trailer, right? And that's why they're showing us all that bit. That's backstory as to why Ahsoka reacts the way that she does when she's mentioned. It's probably just going to give us the backstory on that, which is most likely going to be her trying to train her to be force sensitive. That's what I mean. Yeah, it's probably going to be a flashback.
Everybody like in
Still
Star
going to be a
Wars
thing.
can like Lucas is even like stated like the force like everybody can actually use it, tap into it. It's just like what degree they can actually
Did he
do
say
it.
that? I don't think.
Yeah,
I don't know if
if
Lucas
that's.
said that. I don't know if Lucas said that.
Oh, so
I
we're gonna
mean-
get back into midi-chlorians again? Because that's
No.
where
I'm not
Force potential
even
is
I'm not
granted,
even
right?
going there. All I'm getting into is like as long as they don't like get out of like crazy with it and all of a sudden she's like Ray level Fantastico. Like
I was
if
waiting
she
for a
can-
prequel to the
Is she
prequels.
fighting
Honestly,
Shin in this trailer? She's fighting
Yeah,
a force sensitive person in this
Right,
trailer.
she is, and she's getting her ass kicked. So, like, as long as she if she taps into it like somewhat, and it helps her just to fight a little bit differently,
yeah,
I don't really have a giant problem with that. But if
I mean, they
all of a
showed her
sudden make
raising her
OP,
hand in the trailer, right?
I don't think
And
I was
Is-
saying
am
that I
I
had a
mistaken
problem
about
with
that?
it though.
and then
So
somebody
I think
Literally
mocking her
telling
saying
her to
you have
stop.
no power.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I don't think I said I had a problem with Sabine being a force sensitive though.
I
No, you're
love the way
arguing
they cut
whether
this
or
trailer.
not. I'm not like arguing against you. I'm just saying I
No,
don't
no,
really
I'm
have
saying
an
like
issue
I
if
don't
they
I don't
do.
have an issue with it. I was just implying that I think that that's where they're going with it. I never said whether I liked it or not.
I think it's fine if she's like to not like her potential doesn't have to be like crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like if she learns like a little bit just to kind of like focus and do stuff like that. But if you come out all of a sudden and she's like Luke, it's like, what are we doing right now?
Exactly.
Well, I need to go back and rewatch her training with Kanan because I can't remember like.
Kanan legit says it in the show. Like everybody can tap into the force. It's just how open you
Well, that's
are
why
to
I'm
it.
saying like he said that that's a Filoni thing, but I don't think that Lucas ever came on to that himself. I think that that's just like the
I don't have the
evolving.
I want to know what her M count is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to go there at all. I don't have the receipts other than like that, obviously. But like at some point when I was watching like a Like we don't even say the dude's name anymore. When I was watching that guy's like theory videos back when he made those, like he's reviewed him like in a book, like saying that, like the point of view was like anybody could use it. It's just
I see. So it's a possibility.
But it's just it's just the degree of like it's like the difference between Obi-Wan and Anakin, right? Obi-Wan gets to where he is because years and years and years he has more effort. Anakin's just like he's naturally gifted.
The problem with saying this kind of stuff in an interview, though, is like some of you will hear that, and some of you won't, and then people start doing stuff with the content, and then we all start arguing about it.
I don't think Filoni's also going to have Kanan say that.
The goddamn storyline
he was taught either. Because like this is the difference between like saying Gunn was being tutored by Feige, and Filoni was definitely being tutored by Lucas. So like. I don't think he's saying that even in a cartoon if it's not true.
Ahsoka has to die at some point. We need somebody to take her place, don't we? A new toy for Filoni to play with.
So you're going.
We already have it. We already have it.
I think she can live for a long time.
Yeah,
I think that Grogu.
I think she can live for many more years, and I think she can meet Rey and be a part of that too.
Oh yes, anticipating that movie so much.
I mean, someone had to teach her how to make a yellow kyber. Bro, like hold on. That was like, I'm just gonna say a thing.
Actually,
I'm gonna say a thing. That was a Mike Zero. That was a Mike Zero thing.
That was Grandmaster.
So if they actually do that,
wait, pause. Sorry, that's all Pause was saying. Who's got a yellow kyber now? And who says what?
Rey has a yellow kyber crystal currently.
Oh, you're asking him. My bad.
Where do we see this?
Many moons ago, Mike
Don't
Zero
you remember
said
Rise of Palpatine?
She had a yellow one in Rise of Palpatine? I can't remember.
It was yellow.
There was so much shit in that movie that by the time I walked out of there, my graphic was so
by the time you got to the end, you were like,
I'm
what
sorry.
the hell is this shit?
Killing Hawk right now.
I'm sorry. He'll be back. Anyway. I guess
we put DC below Star Wars, right? Like 5 minutes ago, we put DC below Star Wars. Like, why are we here right now? Why are we here right now?
That was Felicity who put, right? Or was it me?
Yeah, that was my
list. Felicity put Star Wars below DC.
I'm equally shit on everything, my man, if I don't like it, but
look, I hope that the show is good, but the track record speaks for itself. Look, I'm all about having hope. You know, my favorite scene in Star Wars of all time is, on Dagobah when, when Yoda raises that X-Wing out of the swamp.
Mm-hmm. That's a pretty
nice moment. That's hope.
Yeah. It is. Yeah.
But it's been killed. It's been killed and driven into the ground by what they're doing with this IP. That's why I'm in this place that I'm at. So, if it's good, great, I will praise it. But I don't see how people can have hype for this. I really don't.
After watching what WB trash? What you talking about? Am I the dude?
No, he played that $84 million budget movie trailer. We're just talking about the Ahsoka one. We don't want to.
I did that because nobody's
about it at all.
Seen the Ahsoka trailer. Man.
Hold on, pump your brakes right there, my man. I am.
There's a lot of good shit in that trailer.
You fucking kidding me, man? I get.
You want to watch it again? I just figured everybody saw it.
No, nobody wants to. Nope.
No, we can watch it again. We can watch it again.
And I ain't saying I ain't looking forward to it, but I'm gonna still say my opinion about the shit that I don't think gonna be silly about it. You know?
Hey, if people don't like my opinion, I can't help that. It's not gonna change it.
You're all nuts if you think that this show is not gonna slap.
Okay, but we said that about all the other shows that came before it. That's the problem.
Were any of the other shows?
Which shows did we say we're gonna be?
History.
Did Obi-Wan slap?
Which shows?
Did Obi-Wan slap? Did Obi-Wan slap?
Oh, you didn't think Kenobi was gonna slap?
Did Kenobi slap?
All right. Or any of the other shows?
Slap. No, but
any of the other shows have every episode written by Dave Filoni. I'm just gonna fucking yell because I can't get in the middle of the conversation.
Please yell at him.
All of us talking at the same time.
I don't care how many and Filoni then directed. I I don't care.
All right. So I
Track
guess you
record.
guys.
Track record is set now, my man. Since Rebels ended, like
This is
the
the
track
same
record
talk
is
we
set.
had a week or two ago about like you're talking about like who wrote what. Like you're saying
I'm not.
he
I
can't
didn't
be
say none of
good.
that shit. I didn't say nothing about who wrote what. I'm saying track record is set for the company overall. I'm not expecting gold. That's all I'm saying. I'm just gonna sit back and wait and see. I'll watch it, but then
But you can't
Those who
compartmentalize
do
the
not,
company from the writer. Like that doesn't mean anything.
not at this point, no. Because he's also been supervising stuff too. Like you mean to tell me he didn't see all that other stuff that we got that we didn't like?
But he didn't
That's
write every
bullshit.
single.
It don't matter. He was still there though. Like Feige doesn't write everything either. Feige's there to supervise, isn't he not?
but he wasn't when he let Victoria Alonso slip in there and do
I see.
her worst. Remember?
So we got
Just saying, we
pickable.
can't. I'm just saying we can't pick and choose like certain like lines of thought for particular people and then switch that up for somebody else.
We can do
can't-
exactly that because every show is different. Like they're
I'm
all
not saying that
written
you
by
want to be
different people.
biased. No, it ain't about who was writing. I'm saying like you're saying that
What are
Filoni
you
did 3
talking about?
episodes.
I didn't say
I'm
who was
saying,
right. I said we can do exactly that. We can break
No,
down.
I'm
each
going
show by
back to
who
what
wrote
your
it.
comment about the writing. I'm saying you're saying that Filoni wrote 3 of the episodes. Is that what you're telling me, right?
He wrote
Or
every
so?
single episode of the show.
Okay, and I'm saying I don't care because the track record of what's come out from Lucasfilm between Rebels and what's about to come in Ahsoka, right, has established my opinion of what I've been given, right? And Filoni is not just a person who sits back while somebody else does all the other content, right? Like he's there and he's got his hands on stuff, so he's seen the other stuff as it's being developed,
All the
especially the
other
Mandalorian
shows,
show, right? Right. I'm just
right? The
saying that.
Mandalorian show, which he didn't have a part of as much in season 3 because he was working on this, and the other 2 seasons that he did have a heavy hand in were
Right, but you're
amazing.
making my point right now. Yeah, and I said I'm gonna sit back and see how it is.
I'm
I'm
not
not
making your
expecting it to
point
be
right
great.
now.
Yes, you are. I'm not gonna expect it to be phenomenal just out the gate because he's on it. Not at this point, because like him and what's his name, Favreau, right? Both of them probably have their eyes on a lot of stuff. Like I'm not gonna pick and choose what I praise this, Filoni for within Lucasfilm because
Track
they're all.
record counts
You know what I mean?
a lot for this.
That's all I'm
That's why they're
saying.
last.
I'm not
If you're
picking
not
and
first, you're
choosing.
last.
I'm not picking and choosing. I know this is noise hawk, but like I'm not gonna pick and choose. Like, come on, like Marvel's falling apart, Lucasfilm is falling apart, DC is DC.
I feel like their potential is there, though.
I don't know.
That's why I
think,
got them
you
at
know what?
number
I was
2,
wrong
but
about it.
hey.
I was wrong about Amazon. Amazon's killing it only because of the boys. There you go.
About Invincible.
Hmm?
About Invincible. That's
Seth
pretty
Rogen
cool.
is behind this,
that's-
so eventually
yeah.
he's going to kill it, unfortunately.
Invincible as well. That's right. Yeah.
But it's only because of the boys, right? So they don't have a track record.
No. You're right. So
Seth
that's what I just
Rogen
said.
has a track record.
Didn't I just say I was wrong?
No, like
Let's not be
like
ignorant.
I'm sticking.
I admitted I was wrong. I said
All
I
right,
was
hold
wrong
up.
about Amazon.
No,
I said
no,
I was wrong about
I'm not
Amazon.
being ignorant. I'm using what you said against you. 'cause
I
it's
said
getting
I was
annoying to
wrong
me.
about Amazon. I just said I was wrong.
Are
I
you wrong
admitted I
about
was wrong.
DC? Like,
No,
because we're getting
I'm
a
not.
completely different.
But I was wrong
writer
about
for
Amazon
everything.
because Amazon's got Invincible, they got The Boys, they got Reacher. Those 3 hits in themselves are like pretty big, hits. It's the fact that Rings of Power came out and it was in tanked that kind of tainted their track record because that was where they put all their ducks in. That was like a really big budgeted show that probably shouldn't have missed.
But you really think the fact that he's individually writing every single episode doesn't mean anything?
Not for me.
Because he
I gotta
hasn't done
see.
that in any of these.
Listen,
yet.
are
He
you an
hasn't done-
artist? Are you an artist? Do you create? Do you write?
He has a
Answer
YouTube
the
channel.
question.
Yeah, so what are you talking about? Like,
I'm asking you if you consider yourself an artist. I don't care if you got a YouTube channel. I know you got a YouTube channel. I'm asking you if you consider yourself an artist.
Sure. But
Okay.
what are we getting at?
Well, I'm getting at it from this perspective. When you have to write things in series and create like a long form show like that, right? And you've been doing all this other work, and you got all these other things to focus on, and people know you for this great thing that you did at a point in time, right? And you've led a company to a certain particular place, right? And then going back to my point with track record, properties that came out afterwards weren't so hot, right? Not necessarily your fault. That doesn't necessarily tell me though that you're going to be in the headspace you need to make this thing be phenomenal or not. There are going to be a lot of fan people who come out the gate and like they're going to love it no matter what, and that I'm all for that. Congratulations to them for having something that they love and that they can get behind, irregardless, because they just want more of those characters. I'm gonna sit back and look at it and gauge it from a perspective of, okay, is this pulling me in the way I want to? Okay, if it's great, great. All right, I'll praise it. But I'm not gonna sit here and be like, this is gonna slap out the gate. Ain't nobody paying me to say that shit, so I'm gonna be honest about it. It's like I don't think it's gonna be. We'll see, because the content creator isn't necessarily not as they could be. Yeah, that's true. I asked the question like just because I know when you create a lot over time, you don't always find yourself writing at the same caliber.
But the thing he's made and he's most heavily involved in before this, like the things that he was actually like doing that with, have slapped.
How many book series have you read that like start off strong and end up being weak later on?
And what I'm saying is what I'm saying right now wrong. The things he was most
Wait a minute. So the Bad Batch is great. He was involved in that, right?
I'm saying the things he was most involved in. That's
okay. So he wasn't most involved.
He was most involved with the Clone Wars and the Bad Batch.
I'll tell you what I mean if you just stop and let me finish talking. The things he was most involved in before this, definitely Mandalorian season one. Stop. I'm still talking.
Yeah, I know.
1 and 2.
Yeah.
And before that, what this is all based off of, Rebels. Those two things he was most heavily involved in. He might have had some oversight on the other things, but we had a completely different showrunner.
You on this man's schedule? You're so passionate about that.
You on this public knowledge. You could look it up for yourself too.
It's not public knowledge. You don't know every meeting that
you don't know who the showrunner was for Book of Boba.
You don't know every meeting that this man has to be in the position that he holds at Lucasfilm. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Isn't he the creative director?
Of what?
Isn't he the creative director?
We're asking questions about like creative director. That's such a general title.
Yeah, it's not. He could be the creative. He could be the actual creative director over Lucasfilm, who actually
we should
oversees
Google
other
it. It's probably available knowledge, guys.
Yeah, his actual title, and he got a promotion. He got a promotion at Lucasfilm again, akin to like what Feige got, right? So it's Dave Filoni.
Listen, Charles Soule is the GOAT. This story has been being written since he started the character as a goddamn baby in her golden fleece diapers. The Topps cards that have been released years before the show highlight what's going to happen on Malachor. He has illustrations of her with her goddamn lake hue down to her ankles. If you don't think that he knows where this story's going, where it has been going for at least, a decade, Nerd Mafia? I mean, how long do you think he's actually known where her story is going to end, bro?
You guys are on your
the point I'm making is that
knowing what the story is going to go.
No, that's not it. The point I'm making is that Filoni's
right
character is this character, bro. This character is Filoni's character.
You said we can't differentiate between this and the rest of it, and that's crazy.
It does matter.
Just because he did it phenomenally at one point
thing that does matter.
You can have faith in him like that if you want to. I'm saying I'm gonna wait to see. I don't expect him to have the same caliber of work every single time out the gate. I don't. Because I'm an artist too. I don't expect myself to do anything great every single time.
I'm not making
this gonna be his
all I'm saying he was definitely more heavy.
I'm in reality, my man. Like I don't expect it to be great out the like I'm gonna wait and see. That's it. And by the way,
I'm not saying you can't wait and see.
I'm executive creative director at Lucasfilm, which means that he has to be in a million calls about a million things. So if you think that he's only focusing on this show while he's doing that, you are crazy. I'm sorry. That's just not happening. So we'll see. I'm saying like
he stepped back from Mando 3 for the show.
Yeah.
He also has, doesn't he have
a matter because you're saying he was directly involved in everything else. And I'm telling you, he was even more so involved with these.
Doesn't mean that he is still doing his job as an executive creative director of
nobody's arguing that he's not doing that stuff. Quentin.
So how many calls do you feel today while he's trying to write episodes of Ahsoka and also be involved with the creative of that? How many things do you think he's doing in addition to that a day? That's my question.
Not a lot.
You don't think a lot?
Nope.
I think you're wrong about that. I think that he's in a lot of calls every day.
I think that the greater Star Wars story and the direction it's headed in is pretty well mapped out by the company. I think that he was heavily focused in Mando for a while. I think him leaving season 3 affected it. I think fans saw that. I think he's putting all of his energy into this show, and you're going to be blown away. So be ready.
And I think you're ignoring the fact that what I just said is an actual factor of a job that he has.
No, I'm not.
It's the exact same situation that Feige is in terms of having like particular positions that he has duties that he has to fulfill in that position.
But you know what? When the Fantastic Four drops, bro, you know what happens when the Fantastic Four drops? That's Feige's baby, and he's going to be heavily involved.
And I will say the same thing. I will say it won't matter because unless he's only solely focusing on that and he gives up his positions at that company, that ain't the only thing.
It's almost like when they were only solely investing their time in Iron Man and how good that was.
That was just all Favreau. Are you kidding me? Favreau only had that to focus on. That was Favreau,
right?
And
now Filoni has only this to focus on, bro.
No, he does not.
He wrote every single episode himself.
Favreau also doesn't only have the things that he said that he's working on to focus on as well. They both have high positions within Lucasfilm that has other properties that they have to focus on too. I'm baffled right now that you think that this is the only thing that these guys are working on or focused on.
He's a creative consultant. Other than that, like he's been doing the live action shows with Favreau.
Wait, he's not a consultant. He's a director, isn't he? I thought he was creative director. Favreau is a consultant.
I guess I'll look it up. Fuck.
The official title of Dave Filoni is Executive Creative Director.
Okay.
Lucasfilm. Not over a particular show.
Is that like a Feige?
Feige's bigger than that. That's what I'm saying about Feige. That's why Marvel is even crashing and burning faster.
Okay, let me answer this. I can say that they have failed at getting my interest. How about that? I can't say that the show has failed. You're exactly right about that, Daniel Fisher. But I can say they failed at getting my interest based on their track record.
Somebody roll the tape back and tell me where I said the show has failed, and where all this impassioned anger is warranted. Somebody roll that back because I might have my fucking opinion. Regardless, I'm say this. I didn't say nothing about nothing failing.
It's because you like something and somebody doesn't. You just feel entitled to try to convince the other person to come over to your side.
What
it's
we're
not going
arguing
to
is
happen.
Filoni's involvement and how good the show is going to be because he's more involved.
And I
don't even care if you think the show's going to be good. All I'm saying is just a blank.
You cared because you felt impassioned enough to reply in the manner that you did. We cared. We both.
Because you're not hearing me. You're still not listening now. I can't even get a word in. Like Jesus Christ.
I did hear you.
No,
you believe that
I finished the sentence and I just tried to do.
You believe that you've already finished a lot of sentences. You said that you think it's.